Yeah? What? Is your dad some relative of the Russos? He's definitely a relative. In fact, he's the head of the family. Lorenzo Russo is my daddy. Yo, get off her. Get out. You're gonna regret this. Both of you. If you don't get out, then you'll be the one with regrets. Yvette, you good? Wow, you really got a DNA test done on Lorenzo, your father. I had to keep receipts. Since I've been getting that man coffee for months, it was a perfect chance to confirm what I already knew. It also proves that I ain't crazy. Viv, you're one of the most sane people I know. I never thought you were crazy, but even though all of the proof is right here, it's still crazy. For as long as I've been alive, Lorenzo stayed married to Clarice. It never once crossed my mind that he could have been unfaithful. Well, he was unfaithful, and I'm living proof of it. What's bothering you, Clarice? The state of our family, Lorenzo. The media is still speaking about the scandal that's cursing us. Harley, what are you doing here? You vile tramp. I'm good now that Keith isn't pressing his body onto me. Most of all, I'm glad that he didn't do anything more than just kiss me. That ain't what I asked. Not really. It's obvious that he wanted to do more than kiss you. Yvette, if I ain't show up. Alright, everyone, party's over. I know you're all not deaf. Get out of my house now. You can leave too. I can help you clean up before I go. My parents are at Martha's Vineyard right now, Zeke. I got more than enough time to clean up before they show up. Do you think I'm just gonna forget what I just saw? I know for sure that you ain't gonna forget. I can forget because Keith didn't get what he wanted. You're just gonna let him get away with it? But still, Lorenzo is old enough to be your grandfather. That's true, but he ended up getting my younger mother pregnant. How old was your mom when she had you? 20. She was actually one of the cooks for the Russos. This only gets worse and worse. How did Lorenzo end up getting the cook pregnant? We both know how, Pacho. You know what I mean. Why did he decide to cheat on his wife with some woman old enough to be his daughter? We're getting through the scandal, Clarice, and we'll continue to get through it. We have worked hard, Lorenzo. We've worked too hard to build up this family to be seen as respectable, to be seen as moral. But Gianni and Heidi had to tarnish this family's name, this family's image, because they couldn't keep their hands to themselves the second they were tempted. I understand your frustration, but we've been through worse. Are you talking about when we lost Elvira? Sadly, yes. But we survived. If the two of us can survive losing our only daughter, then we can certainly endure Gianni and Heidi's mishaps. Why couldn't those two just remain faithful? Harley, I don't know what Finnegan told you that would drive you to put your hands on me in my house. Finnegan didn't tell me anything. It's about what I saw. What she saw? Yes. It was the most egregious, nauseating thing I have ever seen in my life. What are you talking about? Alan, I saw you kiss my son, and whatever is going on with you and him, Terry, it ends today. It's not like I would be letting Keith get away with anything since he didn't do anything. I saw him trying to do something. What were you doing in my room anyway, Zeke? When I saw Keith drag you upstairs, I knew something wasn't right, so I decided to check up on you. Lucky for you, I did. What a guy. My hero. Is that what you want to hear, Zeke? Do you want a prize? A plaque? Reward money? A medallion for being this hero? Do you want me to tell Nichelle how you are my knight in shining armor tonight? Because I have a feeling that if I do, then she'd only give you the side eye when she's already suspicious for no reason. Or maybe she'd actually feel sorry for you if I tell her. Well, you're not gonna tell her. Do you hear me? You're not gonna tell Nichelle or anyone what happened tonight, especially when not a single soul will believe me. From what I understand, Lorenzo and Clarice were going through a difficult time when they lost Elvira, understandably. I can't even begin to imagine what they went through when my father took Elvira away from them. But it doesn't give Lorenzo an excuse to get his young cook pregnant and toss her aside. That's the tricky part. He didn't toss my mama aside. She left, but she ain't have a choice. I'm trying to follow the train of events here, Viv. If Lorenzo didn't toss her aside, then how come she was forced to leave Valley Park? 'Cause my mama felt guilty and confessed to someone in the family about getting pregnant by Lorenzo. That's when she was forced out of town. Hold up, someone else knew that Lorenzo cheated on Clarice? Who else knew? Clarice. Try not to get into Gianni and Heidi's head. Not when they were being foolish. You can say that again. This will all blow over Clarice. There is such a thing as yesterday's news. You're right. Let's just hope that Heidi and Gianni can remain faithful to one another. Since they didn't go through with the divorce, that can only mean that they realize that they can't live without each other. Which I'm thankful for. These days, too many people give up on their marriage too easily. Spouses don't know how to fight to keep their families together. Silence? Not surprised, since it's something you can't deny. You can't deny that you have prayed after my child. Prayed after him? Stop the dramatics, Harley. Alan is a grown man. He's not legally allowed to drink yet. His stupid brain hasn't fully developed yet. Legal? Yes. Grown? Debatable. Besides, when he was born, you were past his age. How do you stomach looking at yourself in the mirror? I feel amazing, since I know that your son finds me attractive. How can you stand to look at yourself in the mirror, knowing that you got a hold of my filthy hand-me-downs? Is that what this is all about? You go after my son as payback for being with Finnegan? I'm sleeping with your son because I have needs, and he knows exactly how to meet them. Listen, Yvette, I don't like speaking to cops, but if you want to tell them what happened, I'm a witness. As if anyone would believe you. Who would believe a word out of a substance dealer who hooked up with the victim in the past? Besides, even if I did report Keeve, it doesn't erase the fact that he's the police commissioner's son. Since Keeve didn't succeed in what he was about to do, then it's not like he'd get into any trouble. If you want to help so bad, Zeke, just keep your mouth shut. Aight, if that's what you want. Take care of yourself, Yvette. Clarice? She knew all along? She knew that Lorenzo cheated on her and got the cook pregnant behind her back? That's right. How long have you known that Lorenzo was your father? Growing up, whenever I asked about my daddy, my mama would just shut the conversation down. Clarice really spooked her. It wasn't till I overheard my mama saying what I just told you. That was before I started college. That's when I knew I had to get what belonged to me. What did Clarice say to her to spook her? How come she didn't go to Lorenzo? I've only got enough energy to tell you how I came into this world. The rest will have to wait for later, Pacho. Years after I was born, my mama gave her life to Jesus. She was clearly ashamed of what she did and wanted to leave her past behind, then started preaching at me ever since. I love my mama very much, but she can be a bit much sometimes. Correct me if I'm wrong. If Clarice drove your mother out of town, does that mean your mother never got the chance to tell Lorenzo that she was pregnant with his child? That's right. My own daddy never knew I existed till I started working for him. He spent 20 years never knowing he had another child out there, another daughter. My mama don't even know that I know. At least he knows I exist. But he still has no idea that he had another daughter after he lost his original baby girl. I can't even begin to imagine what you've been through all of these years. I'm really sorry, Viv. Thanks, Pacho. But I ain't got time to feel sorry for myself. Clarice has got to pay for taking my birthright away from me. Taking over Russo Jewelers is my way of making up for lost time. You got this. Luckily, you and I aren't like most people, Clarice. When I married you, I vowed to never let you go. You'll never know how much I meant that vow. Thank you for giving me the love that I don't deserve. I love you. I love you more, Lorenzo. You are sick. I suggest you watch your mouth, or else the next time I lay a hand on you, your son will be visiting your grave while I wait for Alan to visit me in prison. Harley, what goes on in my bedroom is none of your business. You can't stop me from seeing anyone, and Alan can see whomever he likes. That's right. Alan is free to be with anyone he likes. Anyone who is around his own age. Clearly, he isn't. Since you want me to stop seeing him so badly, then you tell him to stop seeing me. Let's see how he reacts. This is my final warning, Terry. If you don't leave my son alone, then you can scratch Finnegan off of your list as public enemy number 1. Believe me, I'm not an adversary that you want to go toe-to-toe with. Not when my child is involved. Bring it on, Harley. Bring it on.